Welcome to my channel. My name is Edward, and this is my channel here labeled Spectrum Squared. And I want to go on and just elaborate a little bit on that. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about myself, letting you know who I am, where I am in life, and then the concept of Spectrum Squared ties into it, let you know how all that stuff happens. So, but in the meantime, let's go on and get started. I've been recording content for this channel, I'd say probably for the last year. I've been trying to find a space of balance between the work that I'm putting forward and the work that and what people are receiving, you know. Um, I'm not sure if that makes sense. To put it into context, I've been switching between so many ideas over this last year in order to go on and find what the perfect type of content would be. And that's prolonged the process so much. So I'm just kind of here, I'm winging it. Um, the primary goal behind this channel is to kind of shed light on the topic of autism, ADHD. That's where the spectrum squared ties in. It's the effects of both together on one person, which is me. So, that's the main goal of what this channel will be about. To tell you a little bit about me, I'm 34 years old. Oh, well, it's Saturday morning, snowing outside in the lovely state of Illinois. Um, snowing, and I woke up. I've been up since probably about 3, 4 o'clock this morning, trying to piece this together in my head, and it's taken me so long that again, I'm just to the point where I'm winging it, and we're gonna figure it out as we go. So, to give you a little bit about me, oh, and I apologize in advance. As I told you, ADHD, that plays a huge factor in my life. So just bear with me, work with me, and I will get through this. We will get through this. And yeah, let's be friends or something. Um, let's go on and I guess dive into a little bit about me. And it's always so hard for me to do this because I think I'm at a point now in my life where I'm still figuring out who I am due to the masking that I've been doing for the last 20 years. I'm 34 years old, living in the lovely state of Illinois. Um, I would not consider myself successful, not yet at least. But one thing about me is that I do have an opinion. I have a view. I have a perception of reality that a lot of people just don't seem to grasp. Or maybe they don't want to grasp it. I don't know. I haven't quite figured it out. But my goal here is to bring a perspective to the world, to my YouTube family, to my Facebook friends, whatever, wherever you found me at. The goal is to bring my perspective out. And in the process of bringing out my perspective, perhaps maybe I can educate you, educate someone, if anyone, you know, that's my main goal. Mm, I've spent hours upon hours, like, I've got clipboards full of information and ideas and planning it out, and then paralysis, just don't do anything. And man, it's a lot. a lot. So I want to go on, and I know I said I was going to give you guys some information about myself, and I've started about 3 or 4 times, but I keep running off, which is again ADHD. So let's see what else I can give you guys, what else I can tell you. 34 years old. I live in the state of Illinois. I have worked all my life. My first job was at 15. Right now in my life, 34, I am not currently working. And something else I'm going to discuss is how the ADHD and autism, both being neurological disadvantages in a neurotypical world, I want to go on and just kind of discuss how those things tie into the everyday life that I've lived and have led up to where I am right now. Over time, I want to talk about all the different aspects of life, love, personal life. I want to be able to talk about these things, uh, finances. I want to just talk about all those things and be able to not just give information, but receive it. And I think that's more of what the world needs. I think the world needs to be more open and understanding to the fact that not everybody is moving at the same pace. And I think that's what my ultimate goal is to do, to go on and level that playing field. I am high functioning autistic, as I stated already, and ADHD. And despite where I am in my life now, something that has always been beneficial between the two is my understanding and my depth of my depth of understanding the things that occur in life. I've been pretty calm, pretty cool, pretty collective throughout my life. I've always been the one that always surprised people by my reaction. Rather, I was either completely off the wall or I was just like, you're keeping really calm in a situation where the masses would be losing their heads, you know? So I look back on all of these moments and all of these things that always stood out about me, and what better place to bring it and be able to talk about it and put it on display and learn about myself as I'm teaching other people or as other people are learning from me, rather I'm teaching you or not, you know? If you're curious about the look into another person's life, that is something that I would like to go on and be able to provide a perspective into. I'm not working right now, and if I'm being honest, I do live below the poverty line right now. I live in a friend's house, and I'm live on YouTube talking about this, but I want to start this off with honesty. I want to start with giving a raw image of who I am and allowing that to build off of the conversations that I have, the topics I discuss. That is my main goal. But I'm 34 years old, living in my buddy's house. Uh, I ran away from home at a very, very young age, 15, 14, 15. And like most kids, they're running away, or they're saying they're running away, and then they don't. You know, they eventually come back, but that wasn't the case here. Um, I was born into a family that was, I don't know exactly how to describe my family. Um, there are stereotypes that people speak of when it comes to black culture and black household. I'm not one to address any stereotypes, but I will say that the way that I was raised was very, very close to what most would find as a no. No, you know what? I'm not even gonna sit here and bullshit you, you know? I was raised up in a typical black household, but it was a little bit different for me because I didn't have a male figure. I didn't have a father that was present in the home at a young age, and that didn't change until I was the age of 9. Now, at the age of 9, I had a father figure for a few years, and then things went sour, and he wasn't there as much as he was supposed to. I'm trying to give information without giving too much information, and that's going to take some practice, I know. So I apologize if the way that I'm talking is in sentences and it's all broken and then pause and go and pause. I apologize in advance for that. But in order to protect the privacy of the people that I'm talking about, I have to be very, very vague about what I'm saying. And that's my main objective to make sure that I keep that privacy safe. Um, but I lived in a very frugal home when it came to being a child. Like it was a lot of structure, which is fine, structure is needed, but I think the structure over these years, these past few years of my adult life, the structure that I received as a child, it seems to be kind of haunting me, I guess you can say. It kind of haunts me. Like there are parts of it that I appreciate, but then there are parts of it that I wish I could do without. And that's what this channel is going to be about. My experiences on the spectrum from both angles of autism and ADHD, and then also a lot of the experiences that I've gone through as a minor when I was younger that have led to who I am today and how some of those things affect me. Yeah, we can go with that. Again, this is just a starting point, so there is more to come. Spectrum Squared. That's the name of the channel. Remember it, because I'm trying to do things differently. I'm trying to do things big. And I feel like there are a lot of ideas and a lot of topics that I can sit here and talk about that would intrigue people, that would intrigue you, the person watching. So please stay tuned and let me know some things that you have taken from this video, rather it's relatable, rather you know someone who's gone through it. Let me know because for a while there, it felt like I was the only one that was experiencing these things to the level that I was experiencing them. And I think it's our job as a community, wherever you are, if you see this video, we got to start letting people know it's not as hard as they think it is. It's okay to go through trauma. It's okay to experience these things and then come back from it. I think that is another core goal or core concept of this podcast that I'm starting. And the hardest part was bringing this to you guys and letting you guys know how I feel about it. It was overcoming this mask that I've been wearing for the past 20 to 25 years of my life. It was to overcome, take that mask off, and I'm taking that mask off, and I'm not worried about what people are seeing of me or what people are thinking of me, rather. I'm not worried about what people have to say. I'm not worried about opinions. The goal is to reach out, speak, and let people know that they are not here doing this alone. Because when I needed it, I didn't have it. So, again, Spectrum Squared. I'm gonna go on and put that image out there before we go. We got the little watermark up in the corner. All these things are subject to change. All of these things are only going to get better. And I hope that you stay tuned, and I hope that you want to be a part of the growth of this channel because I'm telling you, man, I see some big things from merchandise to public events. I sit and I think about these things constantly. So stay tuned, man. Spectrum Square, somewhere on the spectrum, lost between the two. So we'll figure it out together.